User entered your channel.
Enough.
It's a little matter! Let's run, goddamn!
Doing enough.
1, 2, 3, 4! I'm at the Galactic Marine! How the fuck can't you in a fucking die, you giant fucking apple dick? Are you out of goddamn ammo? How fucking long did it take to fucking load you dead in the morning? There's ammo right fucking now! That is a fucking question, damn it!
What, sir?
Do you suck dick? Do you
Do I what?
suck dick?
No, sir!
Get back on that horse! Shut your holy ballistic reference of all things!
Hello, I'm Commander Bakar. You can call me Commander Bakar. Django Ross is an upstart young yeller who likes to have a lot of fun yelling at people, but don't let that deter you from his epic dedication to his battalion and his ability to make sure everyone learns what they need to, whether they like it or not.
Django Ross was an enigma on the ship. Nobody knew where he came from, and even fewer know how he was able to climb the ranks as high as he did. He was considered to be one of the most powerful and skilled troops on the ship, with the savageness of a mongoose and the voice of the god of war himself. His time on the ship has been engraved into history of the Liberator. To see how he influenced the lives of people on the ship, we have interviewed various people who knew him. These are their stories.
My name is Uganda Brother. I'm an ex-Galactic Marine from the OG days. I've served under 3 commanders, Viridian, Henry Harrington, as well as, trying to think who else, Vorzek as well. Django Ross was an interesting individual because he was a character and all along. He achieved the rank of sergeant, and he got staff sergeant as well as sergeant first class inside the Galactic Marines. There became at one point in time where he started a little coalition on the server called Mongoose Squad. It was kind of a ragtag little group, and it wasn't really that much. It started to avoid the server as well as other members of the battalion. It was a pretty funny little collection of individuals, and it became like a real thing. Like, everyone knew who Mongoose Squad is. Even people in ARC, even people in Navy, everyone knew who it was. And there was this one time that he was gathering people in a training room, and he was shouting orders at them. He was either making them doing firing ranges inside the training room, or he was making them running around the ship. You know, it was all that shit. And I remember, you know, I called him an idiot, and he came up to my face, and he started screaming and just ratting me out. You know, he was like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? You know, you think my regiment is a joke to you?" You know, giving that attitude with me. And it was all in good fun, but really, it was just a whole fuckfest of its own. And during that time, it was good. It was really good. I still miss those days to this time.
A master sergeant in the Galactic Marines. Things didn't really go well after they went off ship. Resorted back to alcohol. I remember this one story. Django Ross he started whipping me because I kept missing all my shots. So he started whipping me in the back of my fucking head. Let's just say it wasn't the funniest day of my life. The next day he almost drowned me to death and tried to throw me out moonfall at the same time. Because let's just say I may or may not have killed I kind of killed another GM because he called me gay. So yeah, after the GMs, my life hasn't been the same since. I get abused by Naval and CG, always getting arrested for being drunk. I accidentally killed I think I killed the Commander Spring Rolls, his name was. Yeah, let's just say he's not coming back onto this shit.
Well, the first time I ever met, you know, Django Ross, he was beating the absolute shit out of a CT. earned my respect immediately. And out of all the thousands of years that I have lived, only one person has actually impressed me that much. That was him. Man was a fierce one. Shit, he killed so many people. It was impressive. Like almost as much as I did. Except he did with guns, and not an actual literal black hole. A trooper. Strong, true, love beating the shit out of people. I can't get over the fact about how he just would massacre people. Seriously, he gouged a man's eyes out because they told him he looked like poop. Man had his ideals. Very strong, very weird, but really, really fun to watch ideals.
Before the Galactic Marines were dissolved, they had a heavy crackdown on alcoholism, and Django was a very heavy drinker. When Galactic Marine Captain Echo tried to take his bottle, he proceeded to smash it on his head, and after a brief brawl, he left the Galactic Marines for a new battalion, which led him to the 187th.
So, tell me about your relationship and your past experiences with the man known as Django Ross.
I remember serving with Django. He inspired me to get these shoulder pads. They're definitely a lot better than the other shoulder pads I see the other troopers wearing around the ship. We're being in a mess hall once. You know those little olives that you put on the top of sandwiches in those cartoons? One time I saw him just put a whole set of olives in between two slices of bread. He just ate an olive sandwich. I don't know who does that, but Django does that, and that is honestly today at its finest. So, going places. That's for sure.
Every man has his breaking point. For Django, it was at the height of his career. He was going to become an officer and was held in high regard from the ship. When he broke, he committed countless, and I mean countless crimes, including brutally mutilating a 187th. Some say he broke from alcohol, others from boredom. I, Paul Joe Sr., know the truth. The day before he departed for a life of space piracy, he told me that he believed that everyone on the ship were bitches. Django Ross was not only a leader, but he would go down in history as one of the greatest trainers in the galaxy.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Liberators, this is Django Ross, Storyline Part 2! Electric Boogaloo!
To this day, nobody knows of his whereabouts. Many theorize that he indeed carried out his dream of going out to the outer rim with blackjack and hookers. However, I know where he is. He's with me. Don't ask why. Don't ask how. Or you will be qualified.
Ross. His track record isn't that best. Detained for assault, sexual harassment, more assault, petty thievery, major thievery, misconduct.
Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya, can't get food for the kid. Good God, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Electric Avenue, and then we'll